both yourself and the DEP talk about the vast majority of people in policing find this behaviour and what's happened abhorrent, and as we've celebrated recently, are doing amazing things for the public day in, day out in terms of that dedication to service. And we've had a question from Mark that's linked to the recent Federation survey that's been publicised that has some quite strong results in terms of what people might feel who are working in policing, and indeed he quotes that the results of the particular survey show that 93% of West Mercia respondents, that's West Mercia officers, believe that morale in the force is either low or very low. This was the second lowest in the whole country. It's quite a long question, but the key point that he's making is why do you think the results in West Mercia were so bad, and what steps are you taking to address the low morale amongst staff?
So this is, needless to say, an area of focus on us, because the second worst nationally stuck out for us as an outlier and not where we want to be. In fact, we met with the Police Federation earlier, and we were discussing this in terms of understanding what that was. I think we've just spoken about the people who've let policing down over the last couple of years. I think it is a hard time for policing with lots of negative headlines. I think the pay issue in terms of the cost of living crisis, I think is impacting on people's welfare and in terms of how valued they feel. And that's part of one of our key priorities for the organisation is making it a great place to work. And so we're focusing on that, not just through training, skills and equipment, just looking at how we can support our workforce. Policing is a really difficult job. They deal with horrific incidents day in, day out, and how we best support them and their well-being and their mental health through the Osukilo well-being service and other support that we can provide them. So I think when you look at morale, it's not one specific thing. I think it's the whole raft of things. And you mentioned there, Commissioner, around celebrating. So I've had a real focus on talking about what we do well, because I think the tendency is to talk about what's wrong. Whereas actually, since I've arrived in force, there are amazing people doing brilliant things every single day. And so I've had a real focus on talking about that and how we talk publicly around what's going really well, so the public build confidence, as well as our workforce recognising that great work. And in fact, on Friday evening, we had our very first Quality Policing Awards, where we recognised 11 incredible winners across 11 categories. And these are people who've been nominated by both the public and people within the organisation as absolutely the best in class around victim support, around crime prevention, problem solving, Police Officer of the Year, Bravery of the Year. So some amazing acts that we're going to be talking publicly about. And so it's great to be able to recognise that brilliant work and not just focus on the negative. So through this whole raft of activity, I'm confident that we'll see morale improve across the organisation.